Welcome to NSR Talks, and today we're going to be discussing why I like living like a nomad. Now, I'm somebody who's always liked to travel. I've always, since a kid, I've never stayed in one place for too long. Like I went to like maybe 10 or 12 different elementary schools growing up because my family, we just always, I lived with my mom because my dad, he's no longer here, but we were always just moving around the whole state, Arizona, California, Washington. Like we've been all around everywhere ever since I've been growing up. But I feel like when I grew up, I kept that same nomad spirit in me. Even right now, I'm traveling while making this video. And I just feel like the nomad life is the best life because a lot of people in America especially don't have their passport. A lot of people will stay in the same town their whole life and they never leave. And for me, I'm not judging anybody, but I just feel like that's boring. Like there's such a big world out there. Like there's so many places to see, there's so many things to do, there's so many cultures to experience, so many foods, there's so many things in life. And I feel like that's the reason why a lot of people are depressed and sad, because their country and their state and their city and their little home that they have is all they know, and they don't have no plans of leaving or seeing anything else. And I feel like that's why there's a lot of division and racism towards people in this country, because people just don't have an open mind. People just think that you have to stay in your same town that you grew up in, build your family there, and just stay there the rest of your life. And I don't agree with that, because as somebody who's traveled a lot, I just think it's a beautiful thing to be able to pick up and go anytime you want, without being attached to anything. And that's why I'm the type of person, I only do month-to-month rentals, or I'll just stay out of an Airbnb or something. Like, if I am going to stay in a town for a while, I only do month-to-month, because I don't ever want to be stuck to a lease to where I have to stay there for a certain amount of time, because I'm the type of person who's spontaneous, and one day I might just wake up and be like, you know what, I want to go to South Korea. Or I might just wake up and be like, you know what, I want to go to Miami. And I'll just pick up and go right there on the spot. Because I don't know, that's just how I live my life. Like that's how I've always lived my life. And for me, I feel like it's the ultimate freedom, because a lot of people are not free. People are weighed down by debt, by college debt, by car loans. And that's how the system wants you to be. They want you to never, it's set up so that you never could leave America. That's why dudes, they go and they get in relationships, they have kids, and then they skate off on the kids, and now you're on child support, and now you can't leave the country. And I just can't imagine myself living like that, I want to be able to get up and go to Brazil, to Thailand, to Japan, to Vietnam, anytime I want. And that's what I use my money for. That's why I always want to have a large amount of money put away so that nobody could ever hold me anywhere, because if I want to go, guess what? I got the funds to go. That's why I encourage you guys, save your money, live minimalist, live frugally. I'm not saying to just live in the ghetto where rent only costs $300. No, make sure you're safe, make sure you have nice accommodations, but spend your money wisely, and make sure that you always have a safety net put away so that no matter what situation is, you can always walk away if you don't like it. Even if you're at a job and you're stacking up, if you want to leave the job and go do something else, you can just pick up and go. That's what I do. I recently did that. I was working in Texas, and I was like, you know what? I saved up enough money here. I'm going to go back to California. But then when on my way back to California, I got another job offer, and they said, hey, we want you to fly out to work with us. And I could run up a lot of money at this job, and it's a seasonal job. So I said, you know what? Forget that. I'm going to go run it up at this job. And that's just how I live. I'm a nomad, I live my life however I want. I live my life just on the move all the time. So I encourage you guys, if you're single and you have no kids and you have money saved up, or if you have a job, save up some money and just go take a trip, like live life free. That's what life is about. Life is about just living it the way you want and making sure that you're building your kingdom and building your bank account and not getting into any trouble, And I feel like life really is experienced when you travel, and you really go out and see the world and you're not tied down to anything. But yeah, I just wanted to pop in and make this quick video for y'all, but you guys just embrace the nomad life. I know not everybody thinks like me, but I think you should try living like a nomad for at least a year, just to test it out. But this has been NSR Talks. Thank you guys for coming through.